You finally paid it off. After years of monthly payments, stress, and watching money leave your account every single month, it's gone. The car is yours now. No bank, no loan, no obligation hanging over your head. And in that moment, it feels like you finally got ahead, like you unlocked something and created real financial freedom for yourself. But here's the part nobody tells you. That exact moment, when your car is fully paid off, is one of the most important financial turning points in your life. Because what you do next doesn't just affect your car, it quietly shapes your entire financial future. On paper, it looks simple. You had a payment and now you don't. Maybe it was $300, $400, or even $600 a month. Suddenly that money is staying in your account instead of disappearing into a loan. That's real. That's a win, and it matters. But the real change isn't in your bank account, it's in your behavior. For years, your life was built around that payment. You adjusted your spending, your habits, your expectations, and you got used to the idea that a certain amount of money is just gone every month. And when that payment disappears, most people don't feel like they gained money. Instead, they feel like something is missing, and without even noticing it, they start looking for something to replace it with. This is where things go wrong, and the worst part is that it doesn't feel like a mistake when it's happening. You start thinking about upgrading, not because you need to, but because now you can. You tell yourself that you've been responsible, that you paid it off.
Oh, this one's a
that you deserve
steal.
something better.
Yes.
And that sounds logical.
This is the one.
It sounds fair, and it even feels like progress. So you start browsing. Newer models, better features, slightly more expensive options that suddenly feel affordable because you don't have a payment anymore until you do. Because the moment
Everything
you sign
appears
that
to be
new
in order.
loan, you're right
And
back where
sign
you
here.
started, with the same monthly pressure, the same commitment, and the same feeling of being tied to a number that has to be paid no matter what happens in your life. The only thing that changed is the car. If you zoom out, you start seeing a pattern that most people never notice. They spend years paying off a car, finally reach zero, feel relief for a short period of time, and then restart the entire process again. Over and over, it becomes normal, almost expected. But financially, it's one of the most damaging habits you can build because you're constantly putting yourself back into a position where your income is already spoken for before you even earn it. You're locking your future money into something that is guaranteed to lose value over time, and the longer you repeat this cycle, the harder it becomes to ever break out of it. Not because you can't afford to, but because
Fast.
you've trained yourself not to.
I need to finalize these
Now,
reports
here's where
now.
things get interesting.
Come on,
Because
keep it
there's
together.
another way to look at this
What?
moment.
Payment due?
Instead
This is
of asking
outrageous.
what you
Can't
can
believe this.
upgrade
This is
now,
ridiculous.
You can
Ugh,
ask a
this is so
completely different
frustrating.
question. What happens if I don't replace this payment? That's where everything shifts. Because that monthly car payment you've been making for years was never just a payment, it was a habit. And habits don't disappear when the payment ends. They either get redirected or they get replaced by something else. So what if, instead of replacing it with another expense, you redirect it into something that actually builds your future? Not something flashy, not something exciting, but something that grows quietly in the background while your life continues. Let's make it real. If you were paying $400 a month for your car, that's $4,800 a year. For most people, that money was invisible. It just disappeared automatically, so it never felt like something you could actually use. But now it's different. Now it's sitting there, waiting for a decision. And what you choose to do with it matters more than the car ever did.
But it
Because
vanishes
if you
quickly.
continue that
Investing
same
grows your
habit
money
and put that
steadily over
money into
time.
something that grows
You end up
over
with
time,
nothing.
You're not
You
just
build
saving,
lasting wealth.
You're building momentum. You're creating something that starts working for you instead of against you. Here's the uncomfortable truth. A paid-off car gives you comfort, but it also gives you something much more valuable, control. And what you do with that control matters more than the car itself. Because comfort will always push you toward upgrading, spending, and making your life feel better right now. But control gives you the option to delay that feeling in exchange for something much bigger later. And that trade-off is where real financial progress actually happens. Not in big dramatic decisions, but in small moments like this that most people ignore. Now imagine two people in the exact same situation. Same income, same car, same final payment. One of them upgrades immediately, gets a new car, takes on a new payment, and slightly improves their lifestyle. The other keeps driving the same car and redirects that money into something that builds over time. At first, there's no visible difference. Months go by and everything looks the same. But years later, the difference becomes impossible to ignore. One person is still making payments, still tied to monthly obligations, still repeating the same cycle. The other has options, flexibility, and something growing in the background. And that gap doesn't come from luck, intelligence, or perfect timing. It comes from a single decision made in a moment that most people overlook. Paying off your car feels like the end of something, but it's not. It's the beginning of a choice. Most people use that moment to upgrade their lifestyle. A few use it to upgrade their future. And from the outside, it looks exactly the same until one day it doesn't.